Hello everyone, and welcome back to Comic Vantage. Now, usually today I would do a review on the comic books that came out this week. The only problem is I went to my local comic book store and my pull box was empty. Apparently Diamond stiffed them out of their order this week. I did grab a couple issues though. Mr. Miracle #1, IDW's First Strike, but these I'll get to later when I have more books. I'll probably get to them later on in the week. So today I'm going to switch gears to something a little bit different. For the last couple weeks I've actually been getting some viewer requests on some videos to do. So today I'm going to do one of those. The one that actually really struck me and kind of, seemed of some interest was, what do I look for when I collect books? Now this is a real interesting question. I like this question a lot. To find out what kind of books I collect, you have to realize what kind of collector I am first. Now, there are three types of collectors out there. The first type of collector is the reader. This collector buys books just because he loves the medium. He wants to read the stories, he wants to catch up on his characters, and that really is a majority of the collector I am. I am a reader. Now, the second collector is the completionist. Now, this is the person that just wants one copy of every single book ever printed in the world. I'm actually not this type of collector. The last one is the speculator, or the investor. Now, I know anybody who goes to a comic book store regularly has probably seen this collector. He's the one that goes through every single issue on the new wall and looks at every single corner and every single crease and buys 2 copies of everything, hoping that maybe something goes up in value later on. Now, like I said, there are these three types of collectors, but everybody can be a mix of these collectors as well. Like myself, I am a majority a reader, but I do some investing as well. Now, with that being said, the very first thing I look for when I look for a comic book as far as collecting goes, I look at the story. For me, it is story, story, story. I love a good story. I can't get past it. For example, lately, Cal Exit. Now, books like this also tickle the investor in me, because this book here has actually gone into a second printing, and I really have to attribute that to the story because it's such an amazing story. And this book on secondary market is already selling for $10, and that's no mistaking because of the story. Excellent story. Lately also I've been reading Beautiful Canvas. No coincidence, these are actually Black Mask books. I've actually been really talking these up. This book also in particular, one of the best stories you're going to find right now out there. This has also interested me as far as speculating goes, so I ended up buying both covers, just in case. I also own 2 copies of each one of these, just in case. Now, some of you out there might disagree with me, and you're like, well, what about all the hot artists that are out there? For me, the artwork is secondary, and as far as the speculators market go, I would never follow an artist for investment purposes. Now, I know there's going to be some people out there kicking and screaming, going, well, what about this artist, and what about this artist? If you look at almost every major book out there that has gone up in value, it is going to be because of the storyline. For example, look at the Phoenix Saga. I really have to attribute the rise of the price of the Phoenix Saga because of the Chris Claremont story. But like I said, these are my opinions. Yours will be different. But, another example that I can really, swing for in this direction is, does everybody remember Stephen Platt back in the 90s? Stephen Platt. Guy's artwork, absolutely stunning. Started working at Marvel Comics, doing Moon Knight, completely turned the title around before they canceled it. Rob Liefeld snatched this guy up. Look at his artwork. Look at the amount of detail that goes into that thing. It's insane. Look at this. Everything this guy touched back in the 90s turned to gold. At his heyday here, when he was drawing Prophet, Rob Liefeld was paying this guy $20,000 a page. $20,000. And like I said, everything he touched absolutely turned to gold. Look at this cover. Supreme #12. He only did the cover. And back in the day, this book was selling for $25 because of the Stephen Platt artwork. You know where I found all these books today? The 3 for $1 clearance bin at my local comic book store. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to follow an artist, do it because you love the artwork. Maybe you want to study it to draw like the artist, but don't ever buy it for investment purposes. Specific artist books rarely go up in value. I mean, you know, it's just that. I mean, like I said, that's my opinion. There might be a few rare instances where the art, you know, the book might go up in value because of the artist, but like I said, I wouldn't do it in the long run most of the time for it. Next up, what I look for is I look for, you know, I'm a sucker for signed comic books. I love signed comic books, especially if they're books that I can actually get signed myself. Here's one signed comic book I absolutely love. X-Men number 24. Now, it's not in the greatest shape, but right there, Stan Lee autograph. I actually got this book signed myself at a San Diego Comic-Con back in 2002, before Stan Lee was charging $125 a piece for his autographs. So, you know, just because of that autograph right there, this book has now gone up in value by $100 because of that autograph and what he charges for this book. I mean, the book itself I could probably sell for like $20, but then you throw that autograph on top and you got $100. But I love actually meeting artists and writers and getting them to sign my books and having them tell little stories. I have a whole slew of signed books that I've actually gotten signed personally. So, you know, that's another thing I look for. One of the other things I look for is low print runs. That's the speculator in me. I love low print runs because that usually, you know, it's the whole supply and demand. As demand, especially if it's a great story. You know, right here. Low print run. It's in the second printing right now. It's going up in value. But it's also because it's a good story. Also, in my low print run category, first printings of Ninja Turtles 3 and 4. Number 4 here is such a low print run, it actually has the pen autographs inside of Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Back in the day when they were promoting Ninja Turtles, they would actually sign like the first 100 issues of each of the first printings of their books just to entice people to buy them. This is actually one of those books. So yeah, if you're ever looking for a Ninja Turtle comic book, make sure you look for that. Then Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird written in black ballpoint pen inside. Yeah, there's another low print run. Now, I don't know if this one's actually going to go up in value anytime soon. I mean, Razor's a great character, and Everett Hartsoe actually just signed her to a movie. So he actually has a movie deal coming out. Look at this print run right here. I don't know if you can see that. Yes, that says 5 of 10. 10. There were only 10 of these printed. I don't know if you can hear this. It's actually a metal cover on this book, and it's absolutely amazing. You know, I started reading Razor back in the 90s because it was the whole bad girl trend, you know, when I was a teenager. So, you know, Razor holds a, you know, a little place in my heart there. But I do have to say, Everett Hartsoe's writing and drawing has gotten a lot better over the years. So, I mean, these are actually definitely worth picking up nowadays, especially with the new movie coming out. Probably go nowhere but up. And now the last thing I look for are, well, what they call key issues, or, you know, back in the day, milestone issues. These are books that had major plot twists. You know, things like, you know, Wolverine having his adamantium ripped out of his body, or, you know, Barbara Gordon being shot by the Joker. You know, things like that. Things that people really want to read and want to see that make the book go up in value. You know, the other thing is first appearance of major characters. You know, such as X-Men 50 here. It has the first appearance of Polaris in it. You know, this book really will go nowhere but up. Especially now with Polaris appearing in the new Gifted television series that's going to be coming out. They actually have her character showing up in there. That'll be interesting to see. Gifted actually looks really good. I'm excited to watch it. Another one here is you know, Uncanny X-Men 266. This is the first appearance of Gambit. I don't know if you can see this, but I actually also got Jim Lee to sign this book and Chris Claremont to sign it up here. I actually hope to get like 2 more autographs on here. I want to get Andy Kubert and Joe Rubenstein as well. But you know, key issue. First appearance of Gambit, a beloved character. Now, not every first appearance of a character is going to be a key issue. You know, if you look at the first appearance of Morrow in X-Men or Maggot, you know, nobody knows who Morrow or Maggot is. They're not going to want them. But a character that becomes as beloved as Gambit, their comics will go up in value. So yeah, I mean that's what I look for when I collect. You know, everybody out there might have a different opinion. Like I said, if you want to collect for a specific artist, do it. You know, like in particular, I love Steve McNiven artwork, and I will buy almost anything he's done just because I want to see it. It's beautiful artwork. But I don't expect it to go up in value anytime soon. And you know, buy books for low print runs. I mean, and if you look back on the low print run comics, you have print run comics like the first Cerberus or the early issues of Bone. You know, those all go up in value. And then you look at books with great stories. You have Paper Girls, Walking Dead, Chew, Saga. You know, all great. You know, those are all indie titles that had low print runs early on and amazing stories, and they've all just shot up in value. But what it all comes down to is make sure you just buy and collect what you're going to enjoy. If you enjoy the artwork, buy it for the artwork. If you enjoy the story, buy it for the story. If you're a completionist, go to town, buy every comic book you can get your hands on. Like I said, these are just things that I look for. Anyway, that's my opinion. I thank everyone for watching, especially people leaving me comments, especially all these little ideas that we have for new videos. And yes, Luis, I have not forgotten about you. I will actually get to a video on how I store my comic books and even, you know, expand on how I protect them and things like that. You know, I want to thank everybody for watching. All my new viewers. I mean, I've been getting crazy new viewers the last week or so, so that's awesome. All the likes I've been getting, all the new comments. Make sure you share the videos if you like them and enjoy and want to see more of this kind of stuff. You know, I love conversing with everyone. I'm a very sociable person. So anyway, thanks for watching. And like always, take it easy.